Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Kyle Madsen. That's Jesse Tapia.
We got an intro today.
Yeah, we got an intro.
We still got a bunch of Kings of players on this team too.
Yeah, apparently. Trade deadline day. 5 hours to go until the NBA trade deadline. If there's any movement, we will have it for you right here on ESPN 1320. And because it's deadline day, we're going to be live from noon to 2. We're taking away the jump rewind today. Yesterday, I was sitting there. I was listening to the jump rewind, and it was after the report from Sam Amick came out that said that the Kings are keeping Domas. And I'm sitting here listening to the jump rewind, and it's you and me talking about whether the Kings are going to trade Domas. And we talked about that for like an hour and a half. I was like, this is silly. This is outdated now. So I just jumped on and we went live, and it was great. You and Damian came in, and then Kenny came in at the end throwing 100 miles an hour, and it was great. And if we're going to talk about what may or may not happen at the deadline today, which is what we're going to do, it felt silly to re-air the what'll happen at the deadline after the deadline.
No, yeah.
So we're going to be live from 12 to 2 to break down what did and did not happen for the Kings at the trade deadline.
Look, I'm going to be honest with everyone. I need the Kings to do something.
I need something.
All right, because between this little break between the jump and D'Lo and Casey, get a little nap time in, get a little lunch in. Yeah. All right, work on my social. I'm going to cut down on my nap time. They probably won't even take a nap. So we're going to be up the whole time. If I got to come in here and talk about the Kings not doing anything, sacrificing my nap for that, like, I'm not going to be happy.
You heard him. Let's
get
a move going.
Do something. Do something.
We're going to be live at 12 to let you know that.
Let's get a move going.
Before we get into what the Kings did and did not do at the deadline, we'll talk about the Domantas Sabonis stuff. We have to give a fond farewell to one of our favorite radio bits, and we will do that. The Kings lost last night, which I guess is a thumbs up because they got something in the loss column, but there are a few good things that were on the court that I think we could take away from last night.
Some things that we noticed.
Yeah, we've got James Ham, our Kings insider, Locked On Kings. He's going to join us at 8:30. Hopefully we've got a trade to talk about. If not, we'll talk about what may or may not happen for the Kings at the deadline. That's coming up with James Ham at 8:30. And then at 8:15, so before that, I said it then as though 8:15 is after 8:30. At 8:15, Super Bowl champion and host of Unsportsmanlike with Evan Canty and Michelle, which you can hear right here on ESPN 1320 from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. every single day. Chris Canty is going to join us. One, he was on the second Giants team that upset the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Shout out Mario Manningham for the catch that day.
Yeah, that was big time. So, was it Ahmad Bradshaw that tried to not score?
Maybe.
Late in the game, and he went to sit down at the 1 and fell into the end zone.
If it wasn't that game, it was a different one. But yeah, he's done that.
I think it was Ahmad Bradshaw. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. That definitely happened in that game. But
okay, yeah,
so we'll talk to him about recipes for an upset, and we'll also get to welcome him to the ESPN 1320 family.
Another coworker.
Yeah, this is big time.
Yes.
So Chris Canty going to join us today.
Who the hell are you guys?
Before we get to any of that, though, I had obviously not as rough of a morning as yesterday.
Yes.
Fingers crossed we're on the air at 13:20 a.m.
We are.
Yay!
We are good.
This is making me look great. I show up and
Joe.
all of a
Joe, that
sudden
was not
now,
your fault yesterday.
That was super not your fault.
For the record.
That was technology being
I want to let you know that I know and everybody knows it's not your fault, but I'm going to pretend like it was.
That's fine. You know, that's cool. That's fine. I can deal with that.
I'm joking. We're live. We got the intro right. I forgot to take out one thing, so a little choppy at the start, but we're squared away. We're good to go, which is a huge W for me because I barely slept last night. So this is not to complain. I love doing this, and this isn't a complaint. This is just telling everybody what happened.
Yeah.
So Kings are on last night, and what I've been trying to do is be in bed by like 9. The Kings have been on the East Coast, and when they have a 7 o'clock tip-off, going to bed at 9 gives me enough time to catch up on whatever I missed on League Pass in the morning. And frankly, when they lose by a bunch, don't really need to go look at the end unless something crazy happens.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
So last night, I ended up me and my wife were talking and eating dinner and catching up on work. We, because of the 12 to 2 stuff yesterday, got behind on some work I had to do. So I'm catching up on all that. And then we get talking, and then it's like, oh, I got to get ready for bed. Didn't even get in bed till like 10:30 last night.
Oh, that's no good.
4 a.m. alarm, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's no good.
Again, not the end of the world. It's fine. A little later than I want. But
I try to be eyes sleeping, everything just done, 9:30 in bed by like 8:30, 9, like you said. As soon as that King's Game's over, I'm out.
Yeah, right. Typically same. So last night, but again, not the end of the world. Get in bed. I do a little reading. I'm reading The Shining right now, by the way, by Stephen King.
Yeah, it's a good sleeping book.
Yeah. I'm not a horror movie guy, so I'm trying to be a horror book guy and see if that can be my jam.
Sweet.
So reading what I've been reading has never affected my sleep at all. So until it does, I'm just gonna keep rocking the way I'm rocking. So
there you go.
Lay down, get comfortable. I can feel myself falling asleep. And I hear my garage door open. So I'm laying there and I'm like, okay, hang on. Is it one of those things where I'm half asleep and it's my neighbor's garage? Because I can hear all my neighbor's garages when they open, I can hear them. But I'm laying there and it's not. It's definitely not. And so I'm laying there and I look over and I'm like, did Heather go outside? I look over. She is sitting straight up in bed, looking over it like, what the hell is that? So now I go downstairs like a cartoon, very quietly creep down the stairs, listening for anything untoward.
Did you grab something? Like a weapon or something? Like, not like a weapon, but like, hey, let me grab this lamp real quick.
No, I grabbed a kitchen knife.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
That was the right move?
Yes. Go get the knife.
You've been reading the book.
Yeah, 1,000%. So I grab a kitchen knife from the kitchen, obviously. And
where else would you get it?
Yeah, grab a kitchen knife out of the living room. and I go and I open the garage, the man door real slow. Not man door, but the garage, the door into the garage from my house. And I look and I'm like, oh my God, my garage door is open. Like, duh, that's why you're down here, dog. So I stand there and I've just seen too many movies. That's the problem here. There was no sound. There was no like voices. There was no steps. There was no, it's my garage has done this before where when I close the garage, the button gets kind of stuck and it'll just open again. This has happened before.
It's a good excuse for a ghost.
But again, at 10:45 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm a little freaked out.
No, you can't do that.
And so,
like, 10:45. It's like, nope, someone's trying to break into my house. Like, hey, red alert, get ready.
It's not even a ghost thing. I'm not like, wow, oh my God, something paranormal. Yeah,
someone's trying to get into my house right now.
A ghost is a good thing. At that
right.
point,
I would take that. I would take that. So open the garage. I'm sitting there, got my knife up. If somebody's doing this, they're gonna have something more substantial than my knife if they're gonna try and take me out. Right, but I'm ready to go. Got my knife. I'm sitting there listening, like I've got supersonic hearing. I don't hear anything, so I close the garage. I'm like, all right, now you're trapped in here with me.
Yeah.
Now we're trapped.
You'd be like, I'm locking the door now. Good night.
And this whole time, now keep in mind, I'm letting you guys into what's going on in my brain. Right?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. I have not walked into the garage. I have not closed the door into the house because I'm listening in case intruder has opened my garage to distract me to break in the back of the house.
Oh, wow. You were locked in.
Brother, this makes it sound like I've broken into a lot of houses.
This is crazy.
So sitting here listening, and I go, okay, there's nothing. And I close the garage and I walk over. My garage is not big. There's not a lot of places to hide. So I just walk into the garage. I check inside my car just in case somebody opens the garage and dives in my car to hide. I don't know. I don't know, man. He said I've seen too many movies. Check under the car. Nothing. Look, okay, all the door to the outside is locked. So I go, my garage door has a lock on it where I can make it so so I do that. Go ahead and lock the downstairs door. Go check the front door. Everything's good. Okay, everything. My wife comes downstairs and she's freaked out, which same. I'm not trying to like, we're both freaked out right now. And she goes, did you check the garage? Like, yeah, man. Yeah, I did. And
let me go do that.
Yeah. And so she goes out there and I'm like, honey, no, don't do that. But she goes out, she just walks out there. She's like, oh, does the same thing I did.
It's just peace of mind.
Yeah. Like, Hey, trust me.
I get it
too.
I have those situations at my house sometimes. It's like, all right, peace of mind. It's all good.
She already checked something.
Yeah.
But like, I'm going to go check, like, just to make sure, like, not because I don't trust you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she did. 100%. She goes, I'm going to go look, locks the door. We go upstairs. But now it's closer to 11 o'clock than 10:45. Now I'm wide awake. Because you're not just going to go like, all right, I'm going back to sleep now.
Well, close the door, lock the door. It's like, all right, at least I got this little boundary here.
Yeah, right. But now I'm laying there. Okay, I got to get the heart rate down. Well, then neighbor's garage door opens. I hear doors. I hear people talking. I'm like, oh my God, they're coming for a neighbor. They're coming for my neighbor.
Did you go outside and be like, hey, you guys garage door too?
Yeah. Like the intruders saw me with my kitchen knife and went, we got to get out of here. Let's go break in across the street.
Yep.
And so again, I'm an idiot. I'm acknowledging this.
Mm-hmm.
I get out of bed. I check out the window. Turns out it was just my neighbor. I don't know if it was a lift or somebody just dropping him off.
Getting home.
And he just closed the door and he was just getting home, just going inside. I was like, all right, we're good. Ended up not falling asleep until well after midnight.
Oh, that's no good.
Woke up at 3. Well, all right, I'm going to try and go back to sleep probably went to sleep for another 45 minutes or so. And then alarm went off at 4. So I was ready for today to be awful. Thankfully, we got the intro running. We have the Kings game last night to talk about. We got a bunch of trade deadline stuff to talk about.
Shams actually threw us a trade right now too.
Not
a big deal.
Oh, okay.
The Chicago Bulls have traded Ayo Dosunmu to the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are trading Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller, and 4 second-round picks to Chicago.
So that was
Julian Phillips. For Dosunmu and Julian Phillips.
That was a potential Malik Monk landing spot that is now off the table.
That's why I said Rob Dillingham's name kind of funny or louder.
Neato. So there was talk that the Kings could maybe send Malik Monk to the Timberwolves. They're looking for some scoring punch. They're looking for another ball handler.
Yep.
Could get Rob Dillingham, who's fallen out of the rotation. It's a young, recent he's Devin Carter's draft. Top 8 pick. He is 8th.
It was 8th.
Eighth overall in the top 10 pick in that draft. We'll just be safe and say top 10. Top 10 pick in that draft. Yeah, you go get him. And that's one where I just don't know. Again, we've talked about this idea that, like, man, Scott Perry's got to do something. You have to do something at some point.
Yeah, I don't think Malik Monk was ever that. For me, at least, Malik Monk. I don't think he was ever that something. I think every team could use a Malik Monk. Maybe he's a little bit fiery and things like that, but you can use a great 6-man off the bench. Like, I think every team needs that. So, like, if he's here, great. If he's gone, great too, I guess. But yeah, I wasn't really too worried about like that part of it. Malik Monk being one that goes. It's just, but now it's an option that's probably not there.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna get up in arms and bent out of shape about that. What I was a little bent out of shape about.
The garage opening in the middle of the night.
Well, that was not great. Didn't love that. We have to say goodbye to one of our favorite bits.
Oh, do we?
A big RIP.
Kuminga watch.
Pouring one out. Jonathan Kuminga was traded last night, if you missed it, to the Atlanta Hawks. Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield.
Yeah, don't forget Buddy Hield.
2 Sacramento Kings legends, Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield, traded to the Atlanta Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis. For Kristaps Porzingis' $30 million expiring contract.
How do you feel about this?
Nah.
Yeah, same.
I think if it I don't want to justify how Golden State went about this because I don't think it was ethical. Like I don't think they handled this correctly, really in any real way. But we talked about this in the offseason when the Kings offered Dario Saric and Devin Carter and a protected first that was going to turn into 2 second-round picks or a second-round pick or whatever the deal was. And we said, well, they're not going to get anything better because there's no market for them. And the most recent reporting was that Golden State wanted expiring contracts. Like that's where the goalpost had moved. They wanted expirings. And they got one. They got a $30 million expiring contract in Kristaps Porzingis. And it was so funny last night watching everybody break down like, wow, Porzingis could be a good fit with Golden State. Like, here's how he fit. No, man, he doesn't play.
Yeah, that's done and over with. He's dealing with something he's been dealing with for a couple of years that he hasn't figured out as far as his health.
that is purely an expiring contract.
Yeah.
But it's the type of move that I think we're expecting Sacramento to make, not for Jonathan Kuminga, but to acquire. Yeah, hey, financially not in a great spot. Here, let's go get an expiring contract. Let's trade this asset, quote unquote. Didn't have to give up a pick. Golden State later traded Trace Jackson Davis for a second round pick to Toronto, and that's getting expirings and it's accumulating assets. Like, all right, every other team seems to be able to do this, except Sacramento.
Well, I mean, we did hear it was thrown out there, like the Chris Middleton and pick thing, I believe, and there was an expiring deal. It's just, to me, it seems that the right deal for the Sacramento Kings has not come to their table, I guess. So they're not ready to jump yet.
Is that fair, though? Is that fair to wait if you're the Kings?
I hate
for
it.
the exact right deal.
No, I hate it. I hate the idea of patience. I hate the idea of waiting for the right deal. I hate the idea of, oh no, we'll get a first round pick. Like Domas is not worth this. Domas is one of the best rebounders in the league. This, and that. No, he's worth more. Why? Who's offering more?
Sure.
And like, yeah, logically, yes. Being patient. No, let's wait for the right deal. We can take our time. You're not going to be great or anything like that. So what does it matter? Like, sure. Like in theory, that's all great. But in reality, like, are we? Maybe they do get the first for an expiring deal at some point. I don't see it. I don't see it. But also, like, you got the the second round picks available here. You got the Andre Barrett contract that's an expiring next year, and some filler players. Like for me, it's like, all right, yeah, you get to move off of Domas's deal finally and move forward a little bit. But again, that doesn't seem to be the right deal for the Kings. We don't know if it's Jakob Poeltl holding it back either. I mean, that could be the case. We heard about the Washington thing, but that wasn't for Sacramento. So, I mean, yeah, I don't love it, but it seems to be the approach they're taking right now.
The frustrating thing is not necessarily that they've not done anything. I mean, it is at its base level, but if we're trying to pick this apart with at least a small amount of nuance, the frustration comes in that the patience thing that you alluded to, maybe it does result in them getting a first round pick for Domantas Sabonis in the offseason. Maybe. But right now, with the information we have on February 5th and everything we know about this plan and how to execute patience and waiting for the right deal and waiting for that exact right moment to strike, is that so far in recent Kings history, different front office, but again, we're going based on the information that we have right now. In recent Kings history, that has led to, nothing happens. Because you know what? It's very, very rare that the exact perfect deal comes up. Very, very rare.
We'll talk about it too when we get to the game from last night, but things are probably going to look a little bit different for the Kings going forward as far as minutes and rotations and things like that. So it's like, again, like maybe you get the first because he's an expiring and that's why, but it's just
in 2 years.
Well, that's. I'm trying to see the other side of it, I guess. Sure. I don't know, but like, yeah, like I don't buy it. I don't love it, but like, that's my whole thing. Like, things are going to look different. The team's not going to be great the next couple years. I don't know how you're going to get that.
Kind of to your point, Kyle, too, like just with the Kings track record, say the perfect deal, they become patient. They wait. Sure. Say the perfect deal does show up. Will they be able to recognize that and capitalize on it? Are we sure that they're going to know that it's the perfect deal when it happens? You know what I mean? Like, so
that's what I think I think what that speaks to, and that's Joe Brazil. I don't know if I introduced everybody. Jesse's there. I'm Kyle. That's
I'm
Joe
here
Brazil
as well. Good morning.
Behind the glass. Shout out to our guy, Joe. And I think what that speaks to is, again, there was so much optimism when they hired Scott Perry. That, oh man, this is the right guy for this job. He's going to be able to turn this thing around, and man, that's amazing. And it's just more of the same. And again, I shouldn't say nobody. I'm sure these people are out here. I'm not saying, wow, Scott Perry's on the hot seat now. Oh man, they got a clean house. It's nothing that dramatic. But I think there was hope when Monty McNair left, and the big complaint with Monty McNair over the last couple of years that he was in Sacramento, the big complaint was, God, they just didn't do anything. And so they hire a new guy. They bring in a new guy, Scott Perry. Wow, look at what he did. He was with the Pistons when they won a championship. Oh, he was with the Knicks. Look how fast he turned around the Knicks. Oh man, okay, hey, we're on the road to a rebuild. And I understand that the team can't come out and say, hey, this is going to suck for a while. I understand that Scott Perry can't get up at a press conference and go, yeah, we're not going to be able to trade Zach LaVine. Yeah, the Domantas Sabonis contract, that's going to be a little more difficult to move than we might have expected a couple years ago. Hey, nobody's trading for DeMar because we're going to buy him out. Keon Ellis, all you guys that love Keon, yeah, you know what? He's not.
We're going to do everything in our power to kill his value and not keep him around.
Yeah, right. We're not going to keep him around. The whole league wants him, but hey, we're going to
bury him on the bench.
We're not going to get an asset for him. We're going to attach him to Dennis Schroeder, get off Dennis Schroeder's contract, the guy that we acquired on purpose.
Yes. That we hadn't had thoughts about.
Yeah. And so far, and again, the door is open for me anyway. And I think for a lot of Kings fans. 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. If you would like to join the conversation, do you still have belief in Scott Perry? Because I think that's kind of the question. And for me, the door's open because, again, I think you have to, in a situation like this, you have to give the GM some kind of leeway.
Yeah.
But it's not promising so far.
Yeah, I have not given up on Scott Perry or anything like that. I still want to see what he can do, and you're going to give him time because it's year one. We're not even a full year in. It's like been 9 months, 6 months, whatever you want to call it. We're at the trade deadline now. Like, he's brought here to do this job for more than just half a season. So you give him time and all that. But like you said, the Dennis Schroeder thing didn't look great. Having it attached Keon to Dennis Schroeder didn't look great. We'll see what DeAndre Hunter is for this team. But as of right now, I don't think we really know. Domantas Sabonis, some of us feel like that deal with Toronto is something, if it was down to picks, like something you should have went and done. It seems like you're not going to do that. That's looking kind of questionable to some. And it seems like you're going to be sticking around with this team potentially going into next season again. I'm not so sure that you're going to be able to move Sabonis or LaVine in the offseason. I mean, we'll see, but it's a lot of nothing right now. And maybe you turn it into something eventually, but it doesn't look great. I don't think you can just jump off right now.
I'm struggling a little bit with the Sabonis stuff because there's two potential reasons that deal didn't happen, and according to Sam Amick, is not going to happen. Now, James Ham was on D'Lo and Casey yesterday and didn't sound as pessimistic about that deal being fully done. Or excuse me, that the what was it, the plug being pulled or it had flatlined or whatever.
Insert whatever buzzword you want to use.
Yeah.
Buzz term, whatever.
Some word for dead.
Yes.
And James is not as pessimistic about that. And we'll talk with James Ham, our Kings insider. You can hear him on Locked On Kings, the Locked On Kings podcast, but he's going to join us at 8:30 and we'll continue talking about this. But there's two very different thought processes on the Sabonis thing, or the lack of a Sabonis thing. If it really was, they wanted a first instead of 2 second-round picks. Or maybe they were going to get a first that wasn't going to convey this year and it was going to turn into 2 second-round picks. Maybe it was that. Whatever. But they wanted a better first-round pick or a first-round pick or whatever. I put that squarely at the Kings front office's feet.
Yeah.
Because of what you just talked about. It's difficult for me to imagine that we're going to get to the summer and there's going to be teams like, yeah, we'll give up a first. I don't think we're headed that way. Now, on the other hand, if it was the Kings going, hey, fine, all right, we'll take that first. If it doesn't convey, we'll make it 2 seconds. Cool. We want to get off this deal. We want to start moving forward. We want to start turning the page on this thing. And Toronto went, all right, well, you got to take Pirtle, or we got to find a team to take Pirtle. And nobody wants to because that contract's atrocious. That's one of those things where I can sit here on the radio and I can say, I can do the radio guy thing and go, you got to figure it out. And I'll do that. I've said that. And I think in a lot of cases, that's true. That's why you get paid. Figure it out. Figure out how to make your team better. But on the other hand, that Pirtle thing is really prohibitive. And if it is,
it hasn't even started yet.
If it's Toronto, right, the bad extension is not even kicked in for another 2 seasons, I think.
Yeah, but it's 2 seasons because you got a player option next year. I think the deal starts in like 26, 27, unless the player option's ripped up or something like that.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Right. So he's going to opt in, by the way. He's got back problems.
Yeah.
So if it's Toronto drawing that hard line, and saying, we're not crossing this line unless Jakob Poeltl is going elsewhere. And I understand why the Kings wouldn't want to take on another bad contract to get rid of a back. Like that doesn't track to me. That's where I have a hard time going, yeah, man, Scott Perry in the front office really mucked this one up. They really failed here because the Jakob Poeltl contract is so bad. That's not.
Yeah, we can say that, but also I don't want to be here next season. Like, yeah, they just can't move off of these deals, and we're probably going to be stuck with Sabonis and Levine until their deals run out. Like that's not a great situation to be in. Shout out Manny in the chat house real quick. Says, anyone expecting miracles in 6 months? I don't know what to tell you. It's not miracles. It's just more so an opportunity. Seemed like it presented itself, and maybe you didn't take it.
We'll keep talking about this. This is what we're digging into today. We have 4 hours and 34 minutes until the trade deadline. And we'll talk about the Domantas Sabonis stuff. Is Ja Morant going to be a Sacramento King? There's some trade buzz with Ja Morant not involving the Kings, but we'll talk about that. I see our guy TC on the line at 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. We will certainly be getting to your calls throughout the day. We've also got to talk some Super Bowl, and we're going to do that.
There's a big game on Sunday.
Yeah. Chris Canty from Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN 1320, 3 to 7 a.m. Unsportsmanlike with Evan Canty and Michelle. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's going to join us at 8:15. And we are going to talk about the big game a little bit right now because, Jesse, it's time to build another lineup on Underdog.
Nice.
This is Underdog Daily Fantasy with football's biggest stage right around the corner. You can make picks and win money right now in California. And I'm going to have a little deal for you, too. I am looking at Sam Darnold, 229.5 passing yards. I kind of want to go lower on Darnold and May passing yards.
It feels right.
229.5 for Darnold, 222.5 for Drake May.
I think that's right.
I feel good about that. I think at some point the game's going to open up a little bit, but I think early on it's going to be super slugfest.
Yeah, I got big, low-scoring vibes.
Okay, very good. So we're going to go lower on both the quarterbacks' passing yards. This is really how easy it is, by the way. You open up the app, you go to the player stats, you can dig through. There's a ton to go through. I'm just on the popular picks right now. There are, let's see what we got. Hang on, let me get TD scores. We've got passing yards, rushing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns. Ooh, combo yards. This one's fun. Kenneth Walker, 99.5 rushing and receiving yards.
Give me the over.
You want to go higher?
Yeah, give me the higher. Excuse me, give me the higher.
Really?
Yes. Kenneth Walker, yes, give me the higher. No, don't question it. Give me the higher.
All right.
Press the button.
Yes. Higher.
And then I want to go to touchdown scores real quick because I think I have a hot take. I kind of think that, where is it? There we go. I kind of want to, I want to do this, and I want to know what you think. I have 3.
Right
you can take up to 6 players in your lineup. Should I go lower on 3 Patriots touchdowns and just bank on the Patriots not scoring a touchdown?
Yeah, I'd go lower on Patriots. 3 touchdowns.
Do that?
Yeah.
All right. We're just gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
I think they're scoring around 17, so that's 2 and a field goal.
I love this idea. Okay, so I've got Drake May, Sam Darnold lower on their passing yards, Kenneth Walker higher on his rushing plus receiving yards, Ramondre Stevenson, Hunter Henry, Stephon Diggs, all to not score a touchdown.
There we go.
That's a 6-player lineup. Hell yeah. I love this.
Locked
I love this
in.
so much. Get dialed. The big game is on Sunday. Download the Underdog app today and use promo code KyleM. That's KYLEM to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. That's promo code KyleM, KYLEM. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in California. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. 4.5 hours to the NBA trade deadline, and we got a ton to dig into with the Kings next on ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Leader. Joe, no rewind today. Just to be clear on that. Oh, great. Thanks. My man. Look at that. It's that Jesse coaching tree.
Yeah, there you go. What's up, Chatty House? What you guys got going on?
I started Ted Lasso last night.
What a show.
Dude, I was dying laughing. It's really funny. It's good.
Yeah, really strong television program.
Manny, I thought that was part of what we were talking about. My bad. But either way, it worked for the show, so shout out.
What happened?
Nothing. What's up, Curtis? Yeah. Kyle says thank you, Roast Dog.
Tough loss last night.
Yeah.
Colorado's really good, though.
They are. I've never gotten into Ted Lasso. I don't think I ever will, though.
That's fine.
It's not. Yeah, it's just one of those. It's like I just probably won't get around.
The way like he talks and just like his humor and cadence and everything reminds me of when Adam Ray's playing Dr. Phil. So it's just my type of humor. It was really good.
I'm just really into the kind of show like Crashing, which is on Apple TV. The type of show that is going to make me laugh a lot, and also I'm going to tear up or cry a little bit every episode.
Definitely, I agree.
See,
Big Scrubs guy.
I don't love the emotional shows. Like Crystal tried to get me to watch Grey's Anatomy and stuff.
No, that's a thumbs down for me.
We got like 2-3
seasons
seasons into this, and it's like I love you, Crystal, but they're like dying and bad things are happening every episode. I don't want to go through this emotion.
It's not
every time. Like I want to sit down and chill for a bit.
I would say that a show like Crashing or Ted Lasso.
I know Ted Lasso's not Grey's Anatomy, but just point being, yeah, I'm not trying to do the whole emotion while I'm watching TV.
It's more heartwarming.
Gotcha.
It's usually happy crying.
Gotcha. Even then, it's like
And then so I'm gonna start Fallout season 2 today probably as well. I don't know if you're watching that.
Not a Fallout guy.
I gotta catch the last episode. This week.
I haven't started season 2 yet, so no spoilers, please.
No, I got you.
I just rewatched season 1, man. It's really good.
Yeah, Tyler, my cousin, she's like, oh yeah, we should watch This Is Us. She threw on This Is Us. It's like, what is going on? Why do you watch this? Like, I get it's like, like just people triumphing over, just overcoming things and stuff like that. But it's like, this is insane.
Absolutely no chance. If I watch like a movie trailer and I'm like, I think that's gonna make me cry, I'm out.
I don't think I really watch like movies like that.
Now, when it comes to like Inside Out 2, I knew Inside Out and Inside Out 2 were definitely gonna make me cry. But I'm into that. Like that's fine. Because that's going to be an enjoyable experience.
I don't think I've seen Inside Out 2 yet.
When it's something that looks like it's just going to be misery for 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm cool.
I'm out. I don't need all that. I can watch the news and be sad if I want.
Yeah.
You know?
Keep up with what's going on in the world.
1 minute. My bad, Joe. That's your line.
Hey, 1 minute, guys. 1 minute.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I'm also bad though. I'll rewatch like the same movie over and over and over. Like the Dark Knight Rises. Great film. Major run in my house.
I'm about due to watch Moneyball again.
I can't.
What's up, Andrew?
Welcome back to The Jump with Kyle Madsen and Jesse Tapia.
916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. That is the phone line. We would love to hear from you on trade deadline day.
How are you feeling?
Still have not done anything. I
wasn't asking you. I know how you're feeling. I'm talking to the listener. No.
You're asking me.
I work with you. I know how you feel. No,
just
yeah. Caller, listener.
Yeah, we got.
Good morning. How do you feel?
We got
I care about how you feel though, but I just wasn't talking.
No, you don't. No,
I do. I just wasn't talking.
25 minutes. 4 hours and 25 minutes to the trade deadline. I'm going to answer your question, even though you weren't asking me.
Selfish.
The James Harden of this program.
Oh no.
So I don't know if everybody heard Kenny yesterday at right before 2:00. And then we posted the clip on social media too, if you want to go check it out, at ESPN 1320 on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, etc. And Kenny's frustration is where I'm at. Because there was this hope or this thought process or this idea that bringing in Scott Perry would bring something different to the Kings front office. And so far, we have 4 hours and 24 minutes to the trade deadline. So far, it has not. It has brought the exact same results. And I think you can leave space for logic and say, well, if the Raptors wanted to trade Jakob Poeltl and said they wouldn't take on Sabonis unless they were getting rid of Poeltl and they couldn't find a taker for Poeltl, yeah, it's not on the Kings. I think you can leave space for that. I think you can
have a nuanced conversation, but also people are fans.
Yeah, and just because you can leave space for that and know all that doesn't make it any less frustrating that we're sitting here on trade deadline day with 4 hours and 24 minutes. And if I vamp for like 4 more seconds, I can just make it officially 4 hours and 23 more minutes.
Officially, yes.
I can also sit here and go, man, this feels really underwhelming because it was supposed to be different. And it's not. The reasons for it, again, we can go through and we can nitpick and this and that, but it's not like the front office has been perfect and, oh man, this is tough. No, man, it's just been a little bit of a rocky start.
Yeah.
And when you're coming off of a team going to the playoffs and then backsliding for 2 years, oust the entire front office, bring in an entire new front office, and it looks like a continuation, that's frustrating.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chatty house right now.
YouTube.com/ESPN 1320.
Thank you. TCG in the chat house. I take back everything I said yesterday. Perry is just Monty 2.0. That's tough.
Damn.
Jacob in the chat house says, not good. Feeling not good. Scout Cycle says, watching the Kings this season should make you cry. Jacob brought in that he's mad about losing out on Rob Dillingham. Michael Parker says Kenny's spot on, says that Monty McNair could have done what Scott Perry's done so far. Tony C, I think, taking the more optimistic approach, though, says 3 years minimum for Perry. And then Dr. David says nothing will get done.
The 3 years minimum thing, I think when Monty McNair exited and Scott Perry came in, I think that was the initial thought process, is like, man, this is going to be really tough. But then we start hearing about, Zach LaVine, and we start hearing about, Domantas Sabonis is involved in all these trades, and Malik Monk is, and could they get out from under the Malik Monk contract? And look, they brought in Dennis Schroeder for the a mid-level. Wow, what a move to finally get a point guard. This team might win a little bit. Like, that's the other thing that's on top of all this. This was a team whose over-under was 34.5, 35.5, and the take was, wow, that's disrespectfully low.
Yeah, no, Terrence 92 in the chat says, sitting on your hands with the worst record in the league is crazy. Can you be choosy when you're just kind of this bad right now?
I think you can, when you know, if you're Scott Perry, that, hey, I've got time. And for Scott Perry, that's fine. If I'm putting myself in his shoes, if my boss has told me, yeah, hey, I understand that this situation sucks. You have 4 years before I'm even going to ask about wins and losses. Then yeah, you're going to sit there and you're going to be nitpicky. But for fans, that's not like,
well, it's not just fans.
I don't care about Scott Perry's job security. I want the Kings to get better.
Well, also, because this isn't the first time doing this with Scott Perry. You've done it with Monty McNair. You've done it with Vlade Divac. You've done it for damn near 2 decades. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, it's a little different rather than, all right, yeah, let's just get ready and we'll go on this long ride. Like, you want results at one point.
Nobody wants it.
Yeah.
916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. Our guy TC has been very patient. TC, are you out on Scott Perry?
Listen, before we get started, Kyle, Jesse, what's up? Top of the morning, bro.
What's up, TC? Good morning.
Right. Listen, so I'm not out on Perry. I know I called him, but it's just frustrating, right? Because like I said from the jump, remember when I said I'm at a peace of mind? I'm still at a peace of mind because I see the vision, but I just felt like with their pedigree from Scott Perry individually and also BJ from like a agent standpoint, I felt like, bro, there could have been more moves, or it could have been more moves had. Like, if that was on the table, Kyle, that you keep saying, if it was a first and it was 2 seconds, that was like an idiotic move, in my opinion, bro. We should have grabbed that. But I'm not out on Perry. I'm going to give him time to cook. It's just, bro, cook. Don't sit on your hands. Listen, you and BJ are too reputable not to be making moves. You get me?
Yep.
That's all.
Thanks, TC. Appreciate the call.
I'm with TC.
That's it.
You're not. I don't think. I don't want to speak for everyone, but I'm not on Scott Perry. But like you said, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Like we did hear. Oh, Scott Perry's got relationships. BJ Armstrong was an agent. All these things. Like yes, things were gonna be different. Like the issue with Monty McNair last time was that yes, he didn't really have the relationships. He just didn't have that not ego, but just that way of speaking that Scott Perry does, just that confidence, I guess, or whatever. So you bring in a guy that's completely different, and it's like, okay, yeah, now he's gonna be able to make some things work. Like the contracts are tough, but like you said, he's got the relationships, and now it's just kind of like still waiting, and that's fine, I guess. Like it's not good. It's not like you just have to make something happen eventually, and it's always gonna be the question, like, just where are we taking this then? What are you looking for?
I think it's a bummer. If I can. Yeah, that feels like the right amount. I'm not angry. I'm not pissed. I'm not happy about it. I'm not like, hey, kumbaya, everything's good.
Yeah.
This was going to take 3 years. Like, we're fine. Hey, everybody chill. Everybody relax. I'm definitely not there, but it's a bummer. It's like right now, I just found out that Chris Canty, Super Bowl champion of Evan Canty and Michelle, Unsportsmanlike, 3 to 7 a.m., is not going to join us today.
Chris.
Our coworker canceled on us. That's a bummer. I'm not angry at Chris Canty. I'm not going to cancel the show now. I'm not going to not show up tomorrow. I'm not happy that he's not joining us. They're like, wow, thumbs up. That's really cool.
Awesome. Sick.
No, but that's a bummer.
Yeah.
That's just what I feel right now. That's the exact emotion that this gets out of me. I'm a little bummed. Because there's been hope, like Damian said yesterday. The hope is my fault. Fine. Joe Brazil, a wonderful producer. He's just talking about Ted Lasso at the break. They say at Richmond FC, it's the hope that kills you, and maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, you do that for a sports fan. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that. I'm bummed.
That definitely fits here too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that works. 100%.
I mean, Damian was big on talking about our expectations, and maybe it's our fault as to why we feel this way, and maybe he's right, but also it's just...
God forbid I have expectations for a new front office.
Well, there's that, but it feels like there has been opportunities, and maybe they're not the opportunities you wanted, but they're opportunities that could have helped you move like an inch forward at least.
And in sports, whenever a new coach is hired, whenever a new GM is hired, it's because the previous coach or GM was doing poorly, and the expectation is that when that new coach or GM comes in, things are going to turn around. And maybe they will. And that's why this is not anger. This is not hot seat time. This is not fire somebody time, because maybe something will be different down the line. The fact that it wasn't immediately different sucks. The fact that Chris Canty isn't joining us at 8:15 sucks. That's fine.
Yeah.
We're going to move on.
Maybe we can get Chris Canty on next time.
Maybe next time.
Yeah,
maybe next Super Bowl. There will be another Super Bowl.
Maybe,
right?
or maybe we'll just go the entire show and Chris Canty will just never be on. Who knows?
That's it. Next time they reach out, I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Or should I big league Chris Canty next time and book him and then cancel on him?
No, I don't think we should do that now.
Chris, never mind, dog. No. He's at 6'7", 320.
Chris, we will talk to you next time. I know you're watching right now, and I know you feel super bad that you can't come on our show. We'll talk to you next time. No worries, big dog.
Shout out to the coworker, Chris Canty, who will no longer be joining us, but that's okay. We have a ton of trade deadline stuff to get to. We are, 3 hours and 16 minutes. Is that right? Am my math right? Yeah, 3 hours and 16 minutes.
Yeah.
When it comes to clocks and the 60-minute hour,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
That just destroys my brain.
I'm already having trouble with the 1 to 100.
Yeah, same. It's like, if I can't use my fingers to count, I got nothing.
Clocks are hard.
That's
not. Don't do that.
Hang on. There it is.
There you go. Yeah. All right.
Let's get to our guy Mitch in New Jersey. 916-909-1320. 916-909-1320. Mitch, are you giving up on Scott Perry?
I'm not so hard at him. Why can't he pull the trigger? Come on, don't be so fickle. Do something. You got to be in it to do Anyway, top of the morning. I don't know why the Kings have only made one trade. You see what the Bulls have done? They totally overhauled their front court. They got 3 starters. You got to like all those moves, all those guards. Mm-hmm. And also what the Wizards did. They got Anthony Davis from Middleton and some guy, you might have heard of him, Bagley, and a high draft pick. Mm-hmm. It won't be in the lottery. But still, that's a good move. With Trae Young and Anthony Davis, these guys that we've gotten, I don't know what we traded for, like not even a year ago, a year and a half, 2 years maybe. We don't want them now. Do they ever think about long term? And he had two good point guards. Imagine Tyrese and Fox being together. I know I'm the only one that's still thinking about them too. You have a nice day. Enjoy the games.
Thanks for the call,
Mitch. You have a good day too.
So the Bulls. Bobby Marks tweeted this today. Bobby Marks from ESPN. The Bulls have added 9 second-round picks in the last week.
They're building them up for something.
But that's it. So this is where Mitch.
Shout out Mitch. That was a good call.
It was, but
that was a good call.
This is, again, I'm going to try and be logical now. The Bulls had a bunch of guys that were players people wanted on contracts that weren't insane. That's kind of the long and short of it. If Domantas Sabonis was on the exact same contract as Nikola Vucevic, he would have been traded.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That we can't call the Kings contracts bad and say they need to get off of them and then wonder why no team is taking the contracts. But on the other hand, figure it out. That's why he got hired.
Well, yeah, but also I don't know how far along or how close or just whatever, if it was like how close it was between them and Toronto. But now it seems that's over with. But it
feels like it's done.
There was a team there. There was a team that thought, hey, we can use Domantas Sabonis. And it seemed like there was an opportunity for you to get off that bad contract. Maybe it's not the return you would have wanted, but again, you would have got off that contract.
I'm so interested in how the Sabonis thing ends, because listening to James, who's joining us at 8:30, James Ham, our Kings insider, you can hear him on Locked On Kings. Listening to him talk about Sabonis yesterday, he was saying, like, yeah, he's such a good player. You very obviously aren't taking back anything less than a first-round pick for him. And I don't, that's not true. That's not how it works.
It's not reality. Like, yes, Domantas Sabonis is a great player. He's been an all-NBA player. He's done all of those things, but the market is not that anymore. The Kings are bad now. The Kings are the worst team in the league with a $45 million a year center who doesn't really shoot or anything like that, and you need the right guys built around him. Like, why are teams going to overpay for that? Why are teams going to give you a first-round pick or just more so what you want for that when they know you're cooked?
Yes, that's it. When the 49ers acquired Trent Williams in the 2020 NFL Draft, Trent Williams is one of the best left tackles to ever play the sport. He had a tumor on his head. He had cancer, basically, that had to be removed, and he missed the entire 2019 season. And again, one of the best left tackles in the sport. The 49ers on draft day were able to acquire him for a 5th-round pick and a future 3rd-round pick. I'm sure if you had gone to Washington fans and said, hey, can Trent Williams be traded for a 5th, and a future 3rd? They would go, no, he's the best left tackle in the league. You got to get at least a 1st-round pick for him.
At least.
But that's how it works. He had missed the whole season. He had the cancer thing, and it was people didn't know what was it, and that was his value at the time. So I'm really, really skeptical of how the Kings, and this is where the Sabonis thing, again, this is where I get a little frustrated. If that's the case, if the Kings are going, nah, this is a player we're getting a 1st-round pick for. All right.
Tell me how you're going to get there then. Yeah, if you believe that, tell me how you're going to get there instead of, oh, no, well, we'll see things happen in the NBA. If that's the case, then then let's just all go home and wait for something magical to pop up. Let's just wait. Let's all just wait, because that's not based in reality. If you truly think they can get a 1st-round pick, then just guide me. That's all I'm asking for. I'm asking for a direction with this team. Mm-hmm. Just literally give me a plan, a little bit of a plan where it's like, yes, this is how they will get a 1st-round pick. This is how they will do this.
And it can't be, again, because this is what we criticized Golden State for doing with Jonathan Kuminga, saying, oh, that's the best deal. We think we can get more. And they wound up getting a $30 million expiring contract, but it wasn't like some what's that called when a bunch of it wasn't I don't know the word I'm searching for, but it wasn't like a landslide of assets came their way. This is what, if Sacramento is looking at this, and maybe Scott Perry knows somebody or knows something that Orlando really wants, and I'm just picking a team. That's the first thing that came to mind. Orlando really loves Domantas Sabonis. They can't get him right now. They can't be active in trade talks right now, but this summer, Orlando is going to call about Domas. If he knows that, then great. And again, I will, if Domas gets moved for a first, I will happily get on the radio and say, shout out to Scott Perry in the front office. They knew what they were doing. They did it right. I was wrong. But I'm exactly in your camp that you can't operate under, well, maybe, because if that's the case, then your front office is just generic front office.
It's just a nice thought.
Any front office could go, all right, we're going to wait around just in case. It's a nice thought. It's wish casting. It's like, ooh, you know what? We actually don't want to do that, so we're going to just kind of sit around and see if it gets better. So if there's an actual path, if there's a real path, if there's a logical landing spot for Domantas Sabonis, or a team that has shown interest that is not, again, I don't think it's Charlotte, because Charlotte apparently was in talks and broke those off a long time ago. I don't think it's Washington, because Washington just made their trade for a big man. It apparently isn't Toronto, because they can't move Jakob Poeltl. I don't think they're going to be able to move Jakob Poeltl where we can fire these Domantas Sabonis contract talks back up in the summer, if that's going to continue to be prohibitive. So I'm with you. I need something more than vibes, because I don't think a first-round pick is going to be out there. I do think eventually they will trade Domantas Sabonis. I will say that. Like, at some point they're going to trade him. But I'm not. I right now it's hard to imagine that there's going to be a first-round pick available. And if that was the impetus, if that was really what broke the deal off, that's a major problem for me. But again, we don't know. It sounds like the Jakob Poeltl thing was the real holdup.
Yeah.
916-909-1320. 916-909-1320. Do you have something?
No, go ahead.
Let's get out to...
We got Mike. Mike's still there. Mike. Shout out Mike.
Mike. Shout out to Mike. Mike, what's up?
Hey, man. Bounty. That was the word you were looking for. A landslide of assets. I think you're looking for bounty.
No, that wasn't the word. That probably works better than landslide, but not the exact word. Windfall. Windfall. What's the word?
We got it.
Okay. There it is. All right,
Mike, for helping out.
Mike, you get credit for that one. You get the bucket. Nice job.
All right. So here's the thing. You were asking fans, like, are you guys out on Perry? My thing is, I was never really in, because Monty was like they did a legitimate like search, right? They did like a whole deal, bing bang. They brought this guy in. Vivek like clearly stepped back, let him do his thing, and we had the beam season, right? And then Vivek got that sweet taste of success, and he had to like get back in it, right? Like, he can't let somebody else do that work. So then we had to get rid of a gel guy in Barnes, and why not just throw in a pick swap with the Spurs, so we can bring in DeMar, who, on paper, it's just so clear that it was like a Vivek thing. It's like fantasy basketball, right? Like, yeah, sure, this guy gets 20-some points and blah, 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 but like, does he but it was a clear, like, different fit than the Barnes fit, right? Like, it just was different. And then it was just clearly like Monty was just.
So what is this? So why does this make you out on Scott Perry?
Because that was McNair was that process. Perry was not Perry was already a Vivek dude. So it's just, to me, it's just, and he was just a clear, like, hey, this is the guy that's just going to do what I want, like, kind of without a lot of pushback. I don't have to deal with that stuff. He was already in his camp. He was already there. There wasn't a big, search for it. It was just like, hey, this is my guy. It's just a slide in. So I just felt like Perry is just the extension of Vivek, whereas like, do you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I'm just like, cool. Yeah, that was my vibe on the Perry feel, and like nothing really this year has changed that feeling for me.
Interesting.
Mike. Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. See,
I mean, there was a connection, I guess. Not I guess there was a connection, but
I don't want to. I don't fully disagree with Mike because I agree that the Scott Perry quote unquote search was very strange. It was like Monty McNair got fired, and then Scott Perry 3 hours later was the Kings GM.
Yeah, but it's always been kind of strange. I mean, they hired 2 guys from the same interview process the time before that.
Sure. So I don't. But I wasn't out on Scott Perry for that reason. But I'll push back on the idea that he's just a Vivek guy, and this is all Vivek's.
Yeah, I don't think Vivek is working through this, like working through Scott Perry or anything like that. I think Scott Perry's working through himself.
Yes. Yeah. I think if it was a Vivek thing, I think you would have seen more movement by now, and it probably would have been movement that we don't like.
Yeah.
There's to me a very clear, again, there's a direction here. And I said this yesterday, and I still think it. The direction is this long road of NBA rebuild. And it's just it's draft picks, and it's picking young players, and it's signing a free agent here and a free agent there. Again, we know it's the Kings, so it's going to be probably a mid to low tier free agent, but he's trying to find the right pieces here and there and seeing if he can build this thing up. It's got a ton of question marks, a ton of obstacles. The road is long, it is steep, it is uphill, it is dark, it is full of terrors. It's tough. But that's the road they're currently on. We're looking for an exit. We're looking for an off-ramp. We're looking to get in the fast lane. We're looking for something. And right now it appears that Scott Perry's fine with just like, all right, we're just going to continue on this road for now. And that's the all right, man, I guess it's fine. It's better than trying to patchwork a roster together just to make the play-in this year. Because over the long term, I think a year like this is better than a 40-win season and a first-round play-in exit. But there has to be a fast-forward button at some point. And maybe it's when they draft Aaron Peterson. We're manifesting.
Yeah. Yes.
But
I really hope that fast-forward button doesn't get pressed until 2020. Like, I hope we don't press it on 2027.
Oh, I'm with you, man. The longer you wait to press that button, the worse it gets.
Like, yeah, you hope something gets done before that instead of just kind of going around and around in the circle.
We've put Kuminga watch to bed. Is Giannis watch also done? Obviously not for Sacramento, but it sounds like the Giannis trade talks might be done for Milwaukee, which might actually be good news for the Kings. We'll talk about why next on ESPN 1320, Sacramento Sports Leader. Jackson Richeria. All right, delete all this Chris Canty stuff. Ugh. Hi, guys. This is exactly why, where is it? Beep. This is exactly why bummed is my emotion. Because there's still paths out of this as early as next season. As early as this summer, maybe, or next trade deadline, or next offseason. Like I guess that is next summer. This is why it's not full blown like, oh my God, what are they doing? It's just this was their first chance to do something different, and they haven't. Yep. Very good. Wait, are we back? Yeah, man, for sure. We're live again today at noon, by the way. It'll be the round table again. It'll be at least me and Jesse to start, but D'Lo and KC are going to get out to the city because they're doing their show live from San Francisco today. They're going to get out to the city and hopefully be on with us at noon. I have no takes on this. I think so. I think Cam is the better Spencer brother.
Are they going to the Odyssey San Francisco studios?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. All right.
Where's Jake Fisher?
Very tall building.
Yeah, it is. It's so tiny. Their studios are so little.
Didn't really want to say that, but I don't know what I was expecting. But because it's in a big city, I don't know. I was expecting it to be, I don't know, more space. I guess that doesn't make sense now that I say it out loud, but it was surprising. We got a nice spot here in Sacramento.
We do. Where did Jake Fisher? Did he say it in a Substack? Or did he tweet it? It's an expiring. I have no feelings on the player.
Russ Dog, I am so excited for pitchers and catchers report. Yes, we are in Roseville, but we're out of Sacramento. I watched an entire 2014 game of the Giants yesterday. It was awesome. Bumgarner.
That's peak, Joe.
Yeah, we had you got to see Puig versus Bum. It was awesome. It was great.
Guys, help me. Where did Jake Fisher say this?
Jake Fisher said that I'm told the plan is for Atlanta to keep both Gabe Vincent and Buddy Hield, but Jonathan Kuminga's name is not there. Maybe that's the tweet. Lakers also traded for Luke Kennard, traded Gabe Vincent.
We can try and get him on tomorrow. We'll recap.
Welcome back to The Jump with Kyle Madsen and Jesse Tapia.
I'm Kyle. Jesse's over there. Joe Brazil on the ones and twos. We might have spoken too soon earlier.
About?
Kuminga Watch.
There it is.
Why? What do you have, Kyle Madsen?
I'm being told that Jake Fisher is reporting that Atlanta may not be keeping Jonathan Kuminga.
Now, are we making too much of a tweet? What are you looking at?
We are so back.
I have sources in the chatty house at youtube.com/ESPN1320 telling me that Jake Fisher said that they're not keeping Jonathan Kuminga. I can't find that anywhere.
Well, that's the thing. There's a tweet, and I think this is what it is. Jake Fisher tweeted, I'm told the plan is for Atlanta to keep both Gabe Vincent, who was recently traded from the Lakers to the Hawks for Luke Kennard.
Yeah.
And they're expected to keep both Gabe Vincent and Buddy Hield. They have just recently traded for Jonathan Kuminga, but his name has been left out of this tweet.
Kuminga Watch.
We're so back.
Yeah, the people are saying that we are back.
Come on, baby. We thought Kuminga Watch was dead. No, sir.
I'm just gonna tweet Jake, like, why didn't you put Kuminga's name here? Why is he gone? What is the plan here?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. If the Kings acquired Jonathan Kuminga from the Hawks for Devin Carter.
Oh, no, they got rid of Dario. Oh, no. Doug McDermott, you're up.
For Doug McDermott, Devin Carter in a second.
Oh, hey. How are
Doug
you feeling?
McDermott going to fill that Luke Kennard role?
Dude, it was the Hawks the whole time. Wow.
We'll see. I don't know. It feels like, I don't know. We'll see, but maybe did Jake Fisher leave him out on purpose or not? I don't know.
Jake Fisher knows.
Like the tweet happened yesterday. Or today,
so
but
back.
trade happened yesterday.
We're so back.
That's what the people are saying.
Lock in, everybody.
They're talking on radio shows, on morning AM radio shows, that Kuminga Watch might be back.
So many are saying. 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. Are you in or out on what Scott Perry's doing so far? We are 3 hours and 55 minutes.
I'm curious too, if you're not, I guess, as frustrated or bummed out, how long are you willing to give him before you start feeling that way?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat at youtube.com/ESPN1320 We don't have a text line.
Not yet. Get in the chat house if for now, but
somebody brought the logical take. Here we go. Scout Recycler said, "Isn't the first step in the process to tank so you can get the best player in the draft? Next season, you have a ton of money on expiring contracts to deal." Zach LaVine, of course, going to opt into his player option. Everybody is assuming, and I believe Sam Amick reported, that's $49 million player option. That is a massive expiring contract that you have at your disposal to trade. Domantas Sabonis will be a year further into his contract. He won't be an expiring, but he'll have next season and then one season after that.
Yeah.
That is DeMar DeRozan. If they don't buy him out this year, only has $10 million guaranteed on his deal for next year. Maybe that's something he can trade and get an asset for. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe we're sitting here in the summer going, wow, Scott Perry really crushed it this summer. And again, I'm fully like the door's open for me. So I'm not leaving that off the table at all. We've been asking for a direction, and maybe this is the direction. Although I would say the pushback on that is they did not intend to be awful.
Yeah.
They did not intend to be the worst team in the league. So that would be my one issue there.
I got you.
They brought in Dennis Schroeder to be competitive. Like they
weren't expecting to be worst team in the league.
They were trying to win games as much as possible this year.
Yeah, going through the chatty house. Charismatic says he'll give him through the draft. He says, "This is my headspace. Next season, the Kings will be in a decent position."
Yep.
P-Dub says he's just numb at this point until they start winning. TJ probably with the most logical message here. I'm giving him till 2027 because that's what's been the talking point from the beginning. I mean, James Ham throughout 2027 in the offseason, and maybe that's just kind of what it is.
Okay, so let me ask you this. 916-909-1320.
Maybe we've kind of been told what the plan is, but we've all been kind of fighting it.
So 916-909-1320 if you'd like to join the conversation. How long are you giving this Kings front office to pick a direction, let's say?
Yeah.
And giving them until 2027 is fine. I think that's reasonable. I think if you're looking at it and saying, man, the Jakob Poeltl thing held up the Sabonis deal. Malik Monk doesn't have a ton of value around the league. Gosh, nobody's taking that Zach LaVine contract. All right, they made the Dennis Schroeder mistake, but they got off of it. You cannot love what they did with Keon Ellis, but we're not going to look back in 5 years and say that they messed up the Keon Ellis thing. I don't think that's going to be a factor down the line. Okay. I think it's annoying right now.
Yeah.
Once we get to 2027, then what? Do they have to be good that year?
I hope it's not like, all this money falls off the books and you can start signing free agents, because that's never been the case.
Yeah. Do they have to make a big trade there and package some of those first and use that cap space to go get a big name trade target? Is that what has to happen? Is it just they have to have Darren Peterson on their team?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's the year you're expecting. All right, we got the top 3 pick in the draft this year. You're hoping or whatever. We'll see what the lottery looks like. But that's when we'll finally start building around that pick then.
Is Scott Perry's entire tenure going to come down for some people to whether they get a top 2 pick in this year's draft?
I sure hope not.
Like, that's not on him. That's not on that's the lottery balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I not out.
Yeah, TJ
still very much okay with.
TJ says they need to have a clear direction by 2027. Don't have it right now, but
so clear direction by 2027.
I think if you do land a top 3 pick, then that puts you right on track.
So 2027, Domantas Sabonis is expiring.
Mm-hmm.
Malik Monk has 2 years left by 2027.
I'll have to double check, but I looked that up right now.
I think that's right.
I think he's got 2 years left right now.
No, he's got 3 left this year and 2 more. Which would make him an expiring. Or is it this year then 3 more?
He's got 2 more after this year. He's got 18. He's $20 million next year, and he's got a $21 million player option in 28 season.
So Malik Monk would be an expiring at the start of 2027.
Mm-hmm.
So if Malik Monk and Domantas Sabonis are on the roster as expiring contracts, Zach LaVine has fallen off the books already. Whether they traded him or not, he wouldn't be on the team in 27-28. So Domantas Sabonis, Malik Monk are expiring contracts. Darren Peterson's on the team. Is that a direction?
I think you're hoping to turn
Malik
Monk and Sabonis' contracts into something, I guess.
Because that to me is not a direction anymore.
And
That's
also,
just
who's your head coach
you
at that
wound
time?
up where you were always going to wind up.
Yeah.
Again, Kenny yesterday saying Ryan, his daughter, could have done what the Kings have done so far.
Harsh, but
and I know that's hyperbole, but if we get to 2027 and it's like, all right, now Domas and Malik are expiring. Oh, and now look, they have Darren Peterson. We're just manifesting this. They have Darren Peterson, and no other trades have happened. They don't have a substantial draft haul outside of what they had in 2025, 26. I feel like that's not a direction. That's just letting the chips fall.
Mm-hmm.
That's not being active or being proactive. That's being
you also
reactive.
kind of, let's just put puzzle pieces together real quick. Like I think Doug Christie has a 3rd-year option, a team option, but his 2 years is up in 2027, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like maybe I don't know if they're bringing him back after this season. The season's been kind of ugly, but maybe it's like, we'll get our coach. Again, I'm just putting puzzle pieces together. Maybe they don't fit, but maybe it's like, we'll get another coach in or whatever and kind of get this thing going from then. Like maybe that's when they expect this thing to take off. I mean, you still got 2 years of work to do in between then, but again, we're just trying to make sense of what's going on here, but it's kind of been difficult for the last 6 months.
Dennis Schroeder, by the way, ran a +15 in the Cavs win over the Clippers last night.
Good for Dennis.
In 18 and a half minutes.
Dennis is on a better team, so his numbers are probably going to be better.
6 points. 11 points, 2 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals. Keon Ellis in 19 minutes. 6 points, 3 boards, 2 steals.
Good for them. We'll see what the Cavs look like. I think James Harden's supposed to make his debut on Saturday against the Kings.
Great.
I'll be there. It'll be a good time. James will be there. James Harden, will be there. I'll be there. The Kings will be there.
Well, James Ham will be there.
James Ham will be there too, yeah. James Ham will be here at 8:30.
Yeah, he has 18 minutes. We'll talk with James Ham. And I know I'm interested to see where James is at with 3 hours and 48 minutes to go until the trade deadline.
Yeah, I want James to help us put this puzzle together.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe there's not a puzzle to put together. Maybe the Kings are still turning over the pieces.
Can we get some pieces then that just the right pieces? Can we get the right pieces to the puzzle?
Is Dylan Cardwell like a corner piece?
He's a piece, but like also like I said, I just want to know
an edge piece at least.
I don't know. I just want to know what we're building, Kyle. That's it. I just want to know what we're building. All right, maybe I don't know where Cardwell fits and all these things. I just want to know what puzzle we're building here. That's what it comes down to.
Apparently, a puzzle full of pillars or something.
That is the key word this year,
buddy.
Pillars.
I'm so sick. I am already tired of these goddamn pillars. Oh my God. If that's going to be your organizational philosophy, great. It all sounds fantastic. It sounds really good in a tweet with #MondayMotivation on it. Love it. 2 thumbs up. For Doug Perry, yes, Doug Perry. Doug Perry.
Hey, look what you're doing to Kyle.
That's so funny.
Look what you guys are doing to Kyle.
What Scott Christie said yesterday.
Oh my.
No, what Doug Christie said yesterday about DeAndre Hunter. He talked all about how he fits the Kings pillars, and Scott Perry continues to knock the ball out of the park.
Home run.
In finding players who fit the pillars.
Yeah. All right, give him an extension then.
Man, what?
Give him an extension then if that's what this is.
Are any of the pillars winning?
I think at one point, I need to go back to his press conference, but I think at one point, like Dennis Schroeder was talked about being one of these pillars, like just a guy who fit that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It feels like that. It feels again, I'm telling you, this is feelings. This is not assessing Scott Perry. This is not assessing Doug Christie, whatever it is. This is just a feeling. Talking to me about how well the players fit the 6 pillars right now.
Stop trying to sell me something.
When you have 12 wins, you've almost lost more games in a row than you have wins.
Yeah.
It's really difficult in that spot to hear about how great they're doing with the pillars. That's so meaningless to me right now. If that's the foundation and every player they draft is going to be Dylan Cardwell-esque and they're going to be they're gonna work hard and they're gonna do all the little things, and then you get a player like Darren Peterson in here, and that's the foundation of these 6 pillars. And if they're going to the playoffs every year, and we're talking about how they went on the pillars, they went to the playoffs and built this perennial playoff team on the foundation of these 6 pillars. Awesome. I hope it happens.
I cringe every time you say pillars now.
I hope it happens. I want that to happen. Get the damn pillars out of my face when you have 12 wins and you've lost 10 games in a row. I don't care about the pillars anymore.
Yeah, it's just, well, like I said, I think at one point Dennis Schroeder was a pillar, and it's like, what does that mean now? Like, what is it? Like, that doesn't, like, just bring in guys and make this thing work. I don't want to feel like you're selling me something right now.
So is that the thing too? Is it pillars? Does RJ Barrett fit the pillars?
Well, I don't know.
So go get him.
I don't even know if he does or not, but the pillars thing is such a, like, yeah, we're such a dysfunctional franchise. We're trying to do things the right way. Look it. We're trying to bring in guys with character. We're trying to bring in guys who do things the right way. They keep saying that over and over and over. Just do it at this point. Like, I get such, like, just not coach speak or whatever you want to say, but just buzzwords for, like, yeah, we were dysfunctional, but, like, hey, we're really trying to change things here. And it's over and over and over and over. And one of the guys you already brought in to be one of those pillars is already gone.
Oof.
Like, just do it at this point. I don't want to hear about the pillars because, yes, you are, 12 and whatever, 36, whatever it might be. You're the worst team in the league right now. I don't want to hear about the pillars.
The 6 pillars. Competitive, I think these are them. Competitive, tough, team-oriented, accountable, disciplined, and professional.
Bro, like, are we at a tech company?
It feels very tech company. That feels so.
That is the like ultimate, like, oh yeah, like, no, we're not dysfunctional anymore. We're gonna change. Like, I'm tired of hearing about it.
I am too. I don't. If DeAndre Hunter fits the 6 pillars, awesome. Can he help me win some goddamn basketball games?
So honestly, what it comes down to,
and not necessarily this year. I know you're trying to lose games this year.
Yeah,
that's fine. That kind of runs counter to this, by the way. To the tough, team-oriented, competitive, accountable, disciplined, professional. Losing a lot on purpose runs really counter to that. So again, I don't wonder about DeAndre Hunter helping me win games this year. How does he help next year? How does if that's the goal, if it's just to get guys like that in the building, if that's the direction, then maybe we shouldn't be worrying about first-round picks or second-round picks back in a trade. Does Domantas Sabonis fit the pillars or not? No? Cool. Get him out. If that's what we're doing, then great. Jakob Poeltl's contract's bad? Yeah, it doesn't matter. RJ Barrett fits the pillars. Domas doesn't? Cool. Get him in here. But it's like it's this thing that you're just leaning on for now because there's nothing else.
It doesn't even mean anything right now.
That's it. You can say when you're a perennial playoff team, yeah, we built the team on the backs of these 6 pillars, and maybe they will. Again, I'm not ruling out that these 6 pillars matter. But when I hear Doug Christie in a press conference before a game talk about DeAndre Hunter fits the 6 pillars, and Scott has just done an awesome job of hitting every single one of these when they bring in a player, you have 12 wins. The pillars don't matter right now.
Yeah.
They don't matter yet.
You're not even really building something right now.
Right.
There's no identity here.
There's not.
There's like what are the pillars doing for the Kings this season? What has that moved you towards?
No idea.
There's nothing. It hasn't moved you towards anything.
Nothing yet.
And it's like it sounds great. It sounds great, but again, it's meaningless right now.
Yep. 916-909-1320. 916-909-1320. Big E is on the line. Go ahead, Biggie.
How you guys doing? This is crazy. I think this is the first time I'm calling you from my personal phone instead of like at work on the clock.
Shout out, Big E.
Shout out to you for calling us while you were on the clock.
Shout out.
Yeah, but I just gotta say, I'm getting real tired. It doesn't seem who to matter. Who is running the front office for this team? I remember several years ago, it was even a Woj bomb, like Kings getting Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and all this other stuff. And then the rug always seems to get pulled out from underneath this team at the last second. And then there's not like another trade lined up. Like everything was predicated off of this one trade for us. And then since that fell through, we just don't do anything because we didn't have anything else lined up. And it's just so frustrating as a fan. And it's just a little meme with the guy stick figure pointing his stick at like the team logo, like, please do something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people are. Thanks, Big E.
Yeah, shout out Big E.
Yeah, I think that's
Everyone's just frustrated right now.
Yeah, and that's fine. I think you can hold space for, I believe in Scott Perry down the line. I think that they can still build a winner here. But I also think you can be frustrated that, just nothing's going to happen. The one move was attaching Keon Ellis to your bad offseason signing. Like, oof. Didn't even get a pick. Like,
After we heard they wanted a first-round pick for him.
Yeah, that's tough. They're just in a tough spot right now, and that's fine. It's not over.
Yeah, no one's giving up on Scott Perry. That's not what it is.
It's hard to not be a little bummed out right now. 916-909-1320, 916-909-1320. Let's get to our guy Manny, who's been waiting patiently on hold. What's up, Manny?
What's up, y'all?
What's up, Manny?
I'm going to point out like three. No, not you, Jesse. Just Kyle. You already.
Okay.
My man.
No, I'm just kidding, Jess. 3 points I want to make, and let me cook, Joe. Let me cook for a second.
Oh,
and this is where the frustration comes from for a lot of Kings fans. One, beginning of the season, you make the moves that you do, and like you said, Kyle, like they thought they were going to be able to compete. But at this point, the fans were ready to overhaul. I don't need to see you go get some guys just to be a 500 team or a 10th seed when we've already known at this point in the beginning of the season, we need to overhaul this team. And then two, you put in a lame duck coach that has a horrible contract that it seems like the writing's on the wall at some point, won't be a long-term solution. And now you've got a bunch of young players, right? You have the Keegans of the world. You have Max. You have
Cardwell.
God, wow, I'm missing. Yeah, and you got them. And like, what are you going to do? Is this the whole like, now you have to bring in a new coach at some point. They run a new system. They got to learn everything new again.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to last night and you see the starting lineup and you're like, well, Jesus Christ, man, like if you're going to bring in DeAndre Hunter, put some youth in that starting lineup too. Let these guys cook. Let them start the process of giving them major minutes if you're starting to make moves. So I think all of that all put together, and this is where the fans' frustration is with pick a direction. No, I don't know what you're going to do, but at least start moving towards a direction that you should have already been moving from in the beginning of the season.
Thanks for the call, Manny.
Shout out, Manny.
I agree. I have nothing to add.
That last part on the starting lineup, just real quick, maybe we are finally kind of moving towards where the younger guys are getting minutes. Like looking at the starters, Sabonis played 24 minutes, Hunter 26, same with Russell Westbrook, and then DeMar 28, Levine 22. Dylan Cardinal played 26, Maxime got 24, Devin Carter got 24, and Nate Clifford got 26.
And the bigger deal is the young players close.
Yeah, I think as far as that point, I think we're maybe starting to move to an area where it's like, okay, they're going to start getting their minutes, and Domantas, like you guys will start, but you're playing 20 minutes today.
And this is the part of the year where if they are going to close with Maxime Reynaud and Dylan Cardwell and Nate Clifford and Devin Carter is going to play some late game minutes. If DeAndre Hunter is going to play, if that's what we're doing here, and the Kings back into some wins, because I thought Nate Clifford looked good last night. It looks like he's starting to kind of get his sea legs in the NBA. If that's the direction we're going and Nate Clifford starts to figure it out and you win a couple games because of that, then I care less. But when it's Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan blazing away trying to beat the Wizards, it's like, whoa, hey.
Stop.
What are we doing here? This is A, not benefiting you from a wins and losses perspective, and B, if you do win, you'd way rather have it be Dylan Cardwell and Maxime Reynaud and Nate Clifford carried him over the finish line. That's something to be excited about.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get that down the stretch here.
Yeah, it seems like we're starting that out right now.
I think last night signaled the turning point. And I'm hoping that's what it was, and not just because it was a super depleted Grizzlies team.
It was a decent Devin Carter game too.
Yeah, not a bad Devin Carter game. Maybe get him some more minutes.
Yeah,
I did enjoy. Just to reiterate, I did enjoy seeing the younger guys close out at the end, because we do want to lose at this point, right? But if we're going to win, it would feel nice to have these guys see if they can all work together. We can afford a win every once in a while, right? Winning isn't the worst thing ever, especially when they're closing out games. You might see some glimpses into the future, some hope, right?
Yeah.
So I did enjoy seeing them close out the game last night.
Yeah, that was just a fun that I was getting some work done, and when I heard Mark Jones saying Doug Christie's going to stick with the young guys, I just like, oh, this is fun. It didn't they didn't win.
I was more interested though.
But it was definitely more interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
And when you see Nick Clifford make a couple of mistakes, it's like, okay, you can live with that. Whereas if it's Zach LaVine throwing the ball away, it's like, good God. Dude.
Yeah.
You know, the vibe is a lot different.
Man, the shift is just hilarious though. Where it's going from like the younger players, like,
Gordon
Ramsay being like, it's okay, you're doing
sweetheart.
great. Oh, what are you doing? To Zach LaVine.
It's like
donkey.
that, like the SpongeBob scene where his hand comes out and everyone claps for SpongeBob, and then Squidward comes out and everybody boos him.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's exactly.
I'm glad we're all locked in on that meme, by the way.
Let's
shout out. We're on
I love
shout out. But
there's people driving around like, what?
Yeah, what are you guys talking about?
All right, we got to get to James Ham. He's going to join us, Kings Insider for ESPN 1320. He is also the host of the Locked On Kings podcast. You can subscribe on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts to that. Can't wait to talk to James and get his perspective with 3 hours and 34 minutes until the NBA trade deadline. But before we get to that, Jesse, the big
what
game.
Do you got? Oh, the big game. The game.
We love the big game. Right around the corner. And now's the best time. There's not a better time to get on Underdog Daily Fantasy. Jump on there right now. Download the Underdog app. You're going to look. It's going to be very daunting. There's going to be a lot of players and a lot of stats to choose from. So we're going to help you out to start, because I know you're trying to go through. You want to make a lineup, but it's like there's decision paralysis and there's all these other. Give yourself some time. Download the app. Sift through those stats for Sunday's big game, and they got all the sports. Like all the sports are there, but we're talking about the big game right now. And this is the lineup we came up with earlier, and I feel really good about it. So we went Drake May and Sam Darnold lower on their passing yards. So that's lower than 229.5 for Sam Darnold, lower than 222.5 for Drake May. We have Kenneth Walker higher than 99.5 rushing and receiving yards. The more I think about that, the more I think it's going to be a lot of Kenneth Walker. New England's going to key on him, try and slow him down. But I think the Seahawks have done a great job of getting him touches in space. And then I think he's just individually really good at making guys miss. And then we're just going, hey, you know what? The Patriots aren't going to score a touchdown. Stephon Diggs lower than half a touchdown. Ramondre Stevenson lower than half a touchdown. Hunter Henry lower than half a touchdown.
Here we go.
I love this.
I do too.
I feel
great about it.
Little 6-player lineup.
Hey. Yeah, we're good. We're locked in.
We're dialed?
Yes, we're locked in.
Get dialed on Underdog. Download the Underdog app today. Like I said, it's going to be a lot. You don't want to have to do this if you're at a big game watch party and you're trying to sift through your phone and make a lineup. No. Get in there now. Download the Underdog app today and use promo code KYLEM. That's KYLEM to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. That's promo code KYLEM, KYLEM. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in California. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncbgambling.org. James Ham has the latest on the Kings trade deadline moves or non-moves. With us next on ESPN 1320 Sacramento Sports Center. I will be right back.
We'll see you. It feels like he has a big play every game coming. Every game that's happened. We'll see. We'll see what he does. I feel like that game's gonna be 21-17 type vibes.
It's not gambling. It's daily fantasy.
Yes,
obviously, and they pay me. So.
James Ham.
Jesse Tappy.
What's up, man?
Good morning.
Hello. What's up, Joe Brazil? Oh, Jesse just got split in half.
Yeah, there we go.
Shams.
Yeah, it keeps a G. This is the thing. Like, I kind of worry with them having the last record is like it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get the last pick. Like, I think it was Washington or Utah the worst record, and they picked 5th. One of those teams, I believe.
Yeah, the worst you can pick is 5th if you have the worst if you have the worst record.
Terrence,
so that's not bad.
Terrence, Go ahead, James.
How's my audio?
No, you're good.
Am I
You sound
loud
fine.
enough?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're good.
cool.
Terrence, my dad, I followed all my dad's teams. Like, he was a Dolphins fan. He says because they won the Super Bowl in '72 when he was born. He likes Robert Parrish and Dennis Johnson, he says. And I can't remember with the Red Sox, but yeah, I just followed his teams. It made them mine. Yeah, charismatic, but the hope is you get like a top 2 pick and you're hoping it's one of those generational type superstars. Or at least the way they talk about them. I don't know if generational is the right word, but yeah, Terrence, it's tough though. I never had the numbers growing up. It's like in high school or middle school, it's like the Niners and Raiders were always bad, but it's like I can't talk trash to them because it's like they're all just gang up on me. What am I supposed to do? I'm one Dolphins fan.
Hi, James.
Hello. What's happening?
Trying to follow the trade deadline. It's been weird that it's been like a bunch of trades just in succession.
It's been way more trades than ever, too.
Yeah. Especially the Bulls. Good Lord. They finally pushed the button.
They've been able to splinter for sure. I mean, you see the Bucks are trying to get Ja.
Yeah.
I saw that this morning.
Love that.
And they're just messing with the league. They have no idea what they're doing. It's really
they've got the whole entire league and held hostage. It feels
30
like.
seconds.
Yeah.
Keep waiting for a Jake Fisher tweet that says, "Yeah, no, Jonathan Kuminga is going to stay with the Hawks too." Like, I'm looking all over. I got that keyword in. Charismatic. I'm a Medica fan. I hate Chivas. That's probably the team I hate most in my life.
I have to do.
Welcome back to The Jump with Kyle Madsen and Jesse Tapia.
I'm Kyle. That's Jesse. James Ham, our Kings insider. You can hear him on the Locked On Kings podcast. Locked On Kings. Make sure the Sacramento Kings, not the Los Angeles Kings, or you're going to subscribe to the wrong podcast like I did. Locked On Kings, Sacramento edition with James Ham, wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. And he's joining us now on 1320 AM and 98.5 FM HD2, as well as on youtube.com/ESPN 1320. James Ham, how's it going, man?
Oh, I'm tired. It's a long night.
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
It was a Kings game last night.
Kings game last night. But is anything else interesting happening?
Well, that basketball takes a lot out of you. It does. Watching a team not try to win, that was really unique and different. Watching it live, although I've seen so many of those games over my 16 years covering this team, it's crazy. But I just, there's so many rumors. There's so many like little conversations being had. And like whether the Kings are going to get something done or not, it's going to be tough. I got to be honest. But I still think that it's been an incredible trade deadline. And, not just in Sacramento, but like outside of Sacramento, it's just like one trade after another. And I remember, trade deadlines where it was like, oh, this is going to be the busiest trade deadline ever. And there were two like super small trades.
Right.
At this point, I don't know how many trades there are, but it feels like it's like 20, 25. And it's just, it's just chaos. It's outlandish. And you're trying to, I think we all thought the league would be paralyzed by the Giannis situation. And that just hasn't been the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's just unfortunate the Kings haven't been more of a player in this as they try to tear down their team.
What is it? gonna take for them to be a player? I guess like we've heard so long about the Domantas Sabonis and Raptors rumors, reports, and it seems yesterday it fell through. Like, what are the Kings looking for when it comes to Domantas Sabonis?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they want a first round pick. And, like when you go into a trade scenario like that, and you have a team who has playoff aspirations and they want to have home court advantage and all this stuff that we keep hearing about the Raptors. Clearly, I mean, they have Jakob Poeltl, who, at 30, almost 31 years old, has a back problem and hasn't been able to play for a long time. And there's major concern about not only him, but his contract that goes on for the next 4 years after this year. Like, they need Domas, and the Kings don't necessarily have to trade Domas. There's nothing that says that they've got to just go young and stick with just Max Reynaud and Dylan Cardwell and lose, 80 games next year too. When you're looking at this, like, there are ways in which the Kings will trade, almost any of their players, but they have to get assets. Especially, you're talking about a 3-time All-Star, a 2-time All-NBA player, a guy who literally led the league in rebounding the last 3 years. And if somebody wants to shortchange you on the back end, that's on them. Like, you can back away from the deal. And I don't blame Scott Perry for not pushing the button. Again, you want him to be active, but like, you want him to be active in a positive way. Bring back a bunch of guys that don't make sense for your roster, or a bunch of guys that are overpaid, or guys that just aren't good basketball players. That's not what you give up for Domantas Sabonis. So again, I don't know if that will rekindle. I don't think they've done so much damage, over the last 2 days with Abaji going out, and they were going to have to clear, a roster spot either way. And then we saw Trace Jackson Davis last night. That's just not a ground moving trade at all that will impact whether they should go after Domantas Sabonis or not. But again, I think it always takes two to tango. And when you're trying to deal with the Raptors and they have this Poeltl situation, I don't care what their problem is.
Right.
Like, you said no to Poeltl, you said no to Emmanuel Quickly. If you want to get a deal done, then get a deal done. Don't sit here and say, well, we don't want to give you a first round pick because we're going to have to give up draft capital to move off of Jakob Poeltl. It's like, well, that's your problem. It's not the Kings' problem. You can do the trade and still have Jakob Poeltl on your roster. So
yeah, it's not prohibitive. They just don't want him.
Yeah. And so, if you have to go out there and give somebody 2 first-round picks to get off of a bad deal, well, that's what you have to do, because you're the one who signed a bad deal with a player who's injured, and you got 4 more years after this year of it. So, again, sometimes certain teams just aren't good trade partners, and you got to back away from the table. Again, I don't know that it's going to that deal is completely dead. I kept hearing yesterday, some people were reporting it's dead. I'm hearing it's totally not dead. It's totally alive. And then, as we get further along, we're running out of time. So we'll have to see how it all pans out here in the next 3 hours and 22 minutes.
3 hours and 22 minutes. The trade deadline. That's James Ham, our Kings insider. Locked on Kings host, joining us here talking trade deadline. I also have a couple of things on last night's game, but as far as the Domantas Sabonis thing goes, I'm of two minds with it, because there's been reporting on both of these things, and I'm interested to get your thoughts here. We heard first that the hang up was that Toronto wanted to give the Kings 2 second-round picks, and the Kings said, no, we need a first-round pick in this deal. And if it's not a first-round pick, the deal is off. But then we heard, I think it was Sam Amick first reported, that the deal was off because Toronto made Jakob Poeltl have to be part of the deal, whether to the Kings or to someone else. Which one is correct? Because I feel very differently about the non-Sabonis trade, depending on which one of those it is.
Well, I mean, I think both can be true. The Kings can want a first-round pick, and on top of that, Toronto can want to get rid of Poeltl. Poeltl, again, they're trying to wrap Poeltl up into a deal where he would go to Memphis. And the Grizzlies, from what I know, were willing to listen and willing to take on Pirtle's contract. They've got themselves in a situation, but that would require the Kings also like taking on John Morant or something else like that. And again, those are franchise altering decisions, like massive swings for the fences if you're the Kings. And I think it takes a lot, of time and investment to understand whether or not you want to get into the John Morant business. We're talking about 2 more years after this year, but also like there's enough, reporting that he just doesn't want to come to Sacramento. And I know you can't always play that game. You can't always listen. I think the most famous situation here in Sacramento and one of the most famous situations in the league is Chris Webber crying on the plane ride to Sacramento and not wanting to get off the plane, and his dad literally telling him to man up and go get your butt in the gym and go be a basketball player. That it's not your choice. Your choice was to be a good teammate and to not be a problem for Washington, and you chose not to do that, and they traded you. So now that's where John Morant is too. Like, John Morant can want to go to Miami. He can want all this stuff. Like, the Memphis Grizzlies don't care what John Morant wants. And the Kings shouldn't care either. But at the same time, you don't want to get somebody in your building when you're the team that literally are saying, are you a hostage or are you a volunteer? And so, it's one thing to have hostages that are already here. It's a whole other thing to go add to your list of hostages. Like the Sacramento Kings should not be in the hostage business where they're just going around the league saying, who doesn't want to come here? I'm going to trade for you.
We have more hostages.
Oh, yeah, we've got all the hostages. That's not how this should work. But at the same time, like, I think that there are ways around this. And, again, a conversation with John Morant could change everything. And I don't think the Kings had that last night. I'm not sure if they did. But that would have been a prime moment to, like, hey, I'm Scott Perry, and I'd like to introduce you to what we're trying to do here in Sacramento. And, again, maybe that happened last night, but not that we saw out in public.
Do the Kings feel any pressure to get off of their big money contracts that they have right now to, I guess, kind of move this thing forward? Are they cool with, as Zach LaVine might finish out his deal here, Domantas Sabonis might finish out his deal here, unless they get the right deal for those guys?
Yeah, I think they're fine. It's not really the right deal for those guys. Some of those guys that you're bringing up, you can't trade. So,
well, I mean, Domantas Sabonis, like, say you get a first, like you're waiting for a first round pick, or he's just with us until that happens.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I think that Scott Perry has said it a bunch of times, 2027. Now, the funny thing is, I believe Domas has one more year in 2027. But yeah, I'd also say that doesn't really matter. I mean, the salary cap is going to be $200 million, and at that point, you're going to have Keegan Murray under contract for $30 million. You'll have this year's first round pick under contract for 10 or 12 million. You'll have Malik Monk at 18 million or 20 million at that point, and you'll have Domas. That's like 120 million or 90 million in salary. It's really not that much. We're talking about the roster being purged of, DeAndre Hunter's contract at that point, and Zach LaVine's 49 million next year. So I think it's going to be a little bit complicated because, again, sometimes just letting contracts expire are better than going out and trading for Jakob Poeltl. Like, what is Jakob Poeltl going to look like when he's making 27, 29, and 27 million, 2 years from now? And all of a sudden you're looking at a 34, 35-year-old who can't walk, and he's 7'1", and you're stuck with a contract long past where you want to rebuild. So I think, again, I see fans all the time. They're like, oh, well, look what Presti did. Look, it's like, yeah, Presti had movable contracts. And not only that, but he got himself in a situation where he could accept contracts in order to get draft picks. The Kings aren't in that situation. And I know people are like, well, just, accept that bad contract and take on the picks. It's like, no, like, you don't just keep throwing more money in a bad situation. Like, that's how you extend this thing out and make it even worse. So again, it's complicated. And I know I was on yesterday with Kenny and Damian, And Kenny is on fire. He's just angry. And like, first of all, we got to wait until after we get through the deadline. I mean,
3 hours and 15 minutes.
3 hours and 15 minutes. We got to wait and see what they do between now and then. I'm not going to judge anybody off of their deadline when we aren't there yet. And then also, like, look, Scott Perry inherited a horrible mess. He, like, there's a reason why no one in the league wanted to trade for Zach LaVine. And it's not because he's a horrible basketball player. It's that, number one, he historically has not impacted winning. And, again, that's something that I fought with Kenny with when they made the trade. Like, you can't say, oh, well, let's give him a shot. And like, well, no, you got 11 years of Zach LaVine in the league to know who he is and what he is. Like, you got yourself into this situation, and then you fired the guy who made that, who finished the deal off for you. Now the new guy is stuck in this current situation. And again, this isn't easy. It's not just, it's not 2K. You don't get to just trade whoever you want for whoever is out there in the league and just say, look at this. We have a team full of superstars. That's not the way it works. So yeah.
So what is their plan for 2027 then? Like, is it just the deals fall off the books, or that maybe you can trade Sabonis because it's expiring? Like, what is 2027? Like, what are they trying to do?
Well, 2027 is where you have breathing room. And again, at that point, you can take on a Jakob Poeltl type contract with 2 or 3 first round picks coming back. You can, but that's not who you are today. And so, like, each of these like steps here that they're trying to take, they aren't simple. They hope to build out the roster as best they can between now and then. And then that'll be the year that they actually will have some freedom. And like, I know people are like, well, nobody signs in Sacramento. And that's true. They don't. But the 27 free agent class is tremendous. And that means that other teams in the league are going to be looking to move off of their players so they can go and get involved in some of these athletes for the 2027 free agent class. So maybe that's where you start collecting assets in a different way. Maybe that's where you get a frontline starter for pennies on the dollar because somebody else has some free agent deal lined up for somebody. So again, there's a lot of different ways to build your team. And what you can't do is panic because, some team is trying to jam a horrible contract at you and make the deal just to make the deal. Like, I always say, you make a deal because your team's not good enough, right? And I've said that a couple of years in a row here. At this point, your team is so bad that you can't make the deal just to make a deal. You sometimes just sitting back and going, okay, this is it. I'm stuck with this group and, there's nothing I can do about it. That's like a reality that they're facing. And again, it's a reality Kings fans have to face too. Like, this team is going to do a lot of games down the stretch, like what they did last night, where they are visibly not trying to win. And it can be frustrating, but the pro tank people and you can't make everybody happy here.
Our Kings insider, James Ham, joining us. You can hear him on Locked On Kings. That's available wherever you get your podcasts. It's also available on YouTube. Just search Locked On Kings and make sure it's the Sacramento Kings, not the Los Angeles Kings. That's a hockey team. So help me understand this then. Why would acquiring the Jakob Poeltl contract be better in 2027 than doing so right now?
Because you don't have any flexibility at all right now. Zero. You have zero.
Wouldn't you have some? And again, sorry, I'm not trying to. This is just something I don't get. Wouldn't you be adding flexibility though if you're moving off of Domas, who costs more than Poeltl? Wouldn't you be freeing up money in that move?
No, because Domas makes so much money that it would be Jakob Poeltl and RJ Barrett. It would be multiple players still. And so you're not going to save money making that trade no matter what. And realistically, the player that they want is RJ Barrett. So you take RJ Barrett's contract, you take Jakob Poeltl's contract, that again would be taking on more money than is going out. And so like I get it, like they're there are fans out there that want them to just like accept the contract, but you're looking at like being stuck with Jakob Poeltl for 4 years,
Sure.
and then potentially being the team that has to go give up picks to get rid of him again down the road. Like that doesn't help you at all. Like he is one of the worst contracts in the NBA. Like the Kings took on Zach LaVine, probably one of the top 3 worst contracts in the league last year. They shouldn't have done it. Again, that's why basketball people should make basketball decisions. That's why, owners or anyone else should not be involved in the basketball decision-making process. And that's, the Kings are in basketball hell. They're in salary cap hell. They're like the worst of all possible worlds. They are a bad team that's old and has no flexibility at all. And I know people are watching all these other teams trade their players. There are a ton of players on the Sacramento Kings just teams do not want around the league. And that's just a bad place to be in.
How long do you think Scott and them expect this to, I guess, be this bad until we start seeing some progress or any sort of, I guess, like just real winning? Not like getting to the playoffs or anything like that, but it seems like they're going to be stuck in this position for a while, or at least for a few years.
Well, I mean, I think that's part of the process, isn't it? Like the goal here should be to lose games.
Yeah, but like also like it feels like you get to 2027 and the way you're talking about it doesn't even seem like they'll be ready to like start winning then. You're talking about like gaining assets. That feels more of a rebuild still. So that'd be what, year 3, I feel like, for Scott. Like I'm sure he's not on a massive long contract. Just when do they expect this to really start turning around?
I get that, but at that point too, we're looking at a team that has a top 5 pick already from this year's draft, has a top 5 pick from that 2027 draft, or top 10 pick, depending on where they're at in the standings. Who still has a Keegan Murray. At that point, you're looking at Nick Clifford in year 2 and year 3. You're looking at Max Reynaud and Dylan Cardwell like advancing in their career further along in their progress. And again, you'll know more about whether they're players or not by that time. But again, you have to like he's on like a razor thin margin, and to be honest with you, he messed up in free agency. Signing Dennis Schroeder was a poor decision, and he had to move off of that contract too. So I'm not going to fully judge Scott Perry though until we get deep enough into this that we can see an outline of where they're going. I would say this: I think that their idea is to try to reset the roster around like 24, 25, 26 years old, and try to get younger. And I know we can say, DeAndre Hunter's 28. DeAndre Hunter's 28, but he's also, RJ Barrett was the 3rd pick in the 2019 draft, 1 pick ahead of him, and he's 25 still. Like DeAndre Hunter doesn't have NBA mileage on his body like somebody like a standard 28-year-old, because he came into the league at 22. Whether he's going to be part of this build moving forward or not, I have no idea. But you're just stuck in a situation where, again, it's just any mistake is going to be even more costly. And sometimes sitting back and saying, you know what, I'm not going to make any mistakes. I'm going to let this thing play out. It might be the most prudent thing. And, again, it doesn't feel good to lose, but, I asked Doug Christie the question last night, and he straight up said, we're all aligned. We're all aligned on the way that the rotations are happening right now. And that's it. Like,
James Ham, our Kings insider. Hey, very, very quickly, because we got about 50 seconds here. Who's going to win on Sunday?
Oh man, I think Seattle in a landslide. I don't feel like this one's going to be close.
Come on, nice. I'm with you.
I think Seattle's winning, but I think it's going to be closer.
Just want to remind everybody before we get out of here real quick that Tide is the official sponsor of Odyssey's big game coverage. Tune into ESPN 1320 all week long for nonstop previews and analysis leading up to kickoff on February 8th. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide. Just 3 hours and 6 minutes till the trade deadline, and James Ham will be following you on all the social media and on Locked On Kings as well. And fingers crossed the Kings give us something to talk about. Thanks so much for hopping on, man.
Anytime, guys.
Later, Ham.
That's James Ham for Jesse Tapia. I'm Kyle Madsen. We're out of here till 7 a.m. tomorrow. Till then, drink water, be nice people. Bye. Thanks, James.
Oh, no stress. Yeah. I'm split down the middle. Dragging ass a
Georgia.
little bit this morning. Yeah, late night at the
Guys,
office.
was it
And
just?
I don't know what's gonna happen here.
Was it just a matter of game time and all that?
Well, and that's the first Locked On podcast I've had to do at the arena after a game. So they've been on the road this whole time.
That's right.
Yes. So I haven't done a Locked On. And look, I think
find a good spot to do it in the arena.
I just sat in my seat.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
nice.
Which is a little weird because you got like cleaning people all around you and stuff. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen here, but look, the Kings are trying their best to actually make moves right now. Like they literally are still trying to make moves. They haven't just like thrown their hands up. And I heard the locker room last night after the game was actually totally chill. Like I didn't go in because I was waiting. I was going through. Nate Clifford came out, Dylan Cardwell came out, and actually, if you listen to those discussions, they're actually pretty cool basketball discussions. Not about just being bad and being horrible, but like really good discussions with Dylan Cardwell and Nate Clifford about being a point guard and how difficult it is and all that stuff. And then even the Doug Christie thing, I thought was solid too. Just like, hey, got to ask him the question, like. Hey, you had Domas on the court putting up 24 and 15, and you sat him the whole last 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, we're all in line. We get it. Devin Carter finished the game last night. Isaiah Stevens finished the game the night before.
Saying we're all in line is saying, yeah, we all know we're losing on purpose.
We're all in line. We're all marching off the same cliff together. We're lemmings. It's fine. We're all good.
But we were talking about this earlier. But now, if they continue going forward with this type of closing lineup, if they sneak out a win, it's like good because it probably means those players played well, and that's at least exciting.
Yeah,
DeMar DeRozan hitting a game winner to beat Memphis is not
a bummer.
Making me. Yeah, it's like why?
Yes, like the worst part is some of these guys got put out there. Some of the veterans got put out there to possibly not win the game. That's not a good like. Yeah, Zach, we're gonna need you to get on out there. we got this one wrapped up. We're gonna need you to get on out there. Like, wait, what?
We'll get some shots up, buddy.
I'm going back in. Hell yeah! It's like clank. Oh, and then the coaches are.
Is it me?
Scott Perry's like,
inside the house?
I told you he wasn't. I told you who he was. All right, friends, do not clip that. Do not.
James, don't worry, you're good, James.
All right, I got a call coming in from someone on the East Coast, and I got to make sure that I know what's about to happen. Maybe we'll get back to Kuminga Watch.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go. Oh, I missed the button. Where is it? Here it is.
Kuminga Watch.
All right, buddy. Go get
saying this. I don't think it's over. Come
on, let's go. See you, James.
See you guys.
Make sure you guys hit the like button too before you get out of here, please.
See you guys.
There's a lot of you still here. Hit the
Later,
like button.
Chatty House.
Later.
Live at noon, by the way. We're live again at noon. We're live today at noon. Lock in.